Let's look forward, though, because that's what we need to do. The Pirates are playing pretty decent balls. We talked about, we're kind of encouraged on things. They play the Giants. Now, they're off today. Cool. Off today. So, again, get your Rowdy Tellez off the team. Make sure you do what you need to do to get ready for this. But the Giants, they're playing a 3-game series. Giants they're hurt. They're hurt pretty bad. Also, I mean, the Pittsburgh Pirates have already played the Giants. We've talked about them a little bit beforehand, but still without Blake Snell, the big dog as far as pitching. We know how good Blake Snell can be, but still without him. But it just seems like everyone's hurt for them. Conforto, got Patrick Bailey. Yeah, I guess it's a good time to also face the Giants.
Oh, just like the Cubs too. The Cubs had a lot of injuries, which lined up nicely. But yeah, you mentioned Patrick Bailey's out. Nick Ahmed is out. Michael Conforto's out. Jung-Hoo Lee is out for the rest of the year. Austin Slater is out. So you've got a lot of their guys who would typically be starting, right? They're out. So this San Francisco lineup, there's still some pretty good players. Like Matt Chapman's having a good year. Tyro Estrada's having a good year. I know we talked about him the last time that we faced the Giants, but those two, Lamont Wade Jr. doing okay. He's actually doing really well. I wouldn't mind seeing if the Giants are willing to give up on the season and willing to trade Lamont Wade Jr. I feel like that would be a really, 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 really good fit on this Pirates team. But I digress. Blake Sable has kind of moved into more of our old friend Blake Sable. He's been getting some everyday playing time really at catcher for the Giants as well. So yeah, we're gonna see a little bit different team. Marco Luciano has been promoted, one of the top prospects in all of baseball. I think he's actually, I guess he used to be. He's kind of fallen off. So shame on me for not noticing the fall off for Marco Luciano. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit different team than what we saw a couple weeks ago. And when we talked about earlier in the show about how this team's in the thick of things for that last wild card spot. Well, this is one of the teams that they're in the thick of things with, right?
Right.
Like it's Padres, Giants, Diamondbacks, Mets, Nationals, like kind of all grouped together there, within a game of each other. So yeah, it's early, it's May, but yeah, you want to beat the teams that are right around you in the standings. And right now the Pirates and Giants are pretty much neck and neck when it comes to the National League.
Yeah, for sure. So that's what I was alluding to, like, a lot of injuries that are popping up for the Giants. So I mean, they're hurt. Look at the pitching matchups. And this is the thing is, again, like every week, I feel like we're going to have this conversation because the pitching has been very, very strong. But okay, Martin Perez he's coming off his worst start of the season, right? But he's been pretty strong for the most part of the year. He starts it off, and then it's right back to Jones and Skenes. And like how you talked about last week, like when you have those two guys, you can't expect a win every time, right? But you feel confident, like, hey, you can creep out a win here. So there's those two guys facing this Giants lineup that's, missing some guys, missing some dudes. I mean, again, like 2 out of 3, you can look at and say, I felt good at that. This team could take 2 out of 3 from the Giants, which, like you mentioned, is pretty big because they have to start stacking some wins. That they're kind of in the thick of things, right? But like, it was a really, really, really bad month, and like if they can start stacking some wins, they can definitely kind of start like cement themselves as they're getting close to this trade deadline. And maybe that's how they get Lamont Wade Jr. because they're in the thick of things. And Ben Terrence says, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Wednesday's start because we mentioned Blake Snell's been out, right? But Blake Snell's starting Wednesday against Jared Jones. So
is okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. I saw
Jared Jones. So Blake Snell, Jared Jones on Wednesday is going to be must-see TV for sure.
Okay.
Logan Webb lines up as the Giant starter on Tuesday. He's had a really, really, really good year. Yes. And then you look at Paul Skenes versus Mason Black. You obviously feel really good about that start. So yeah, if you can do the job on Thursday, which they haven't been able to win a day game, I think all year, a getaway day. I guess yesterday they did, so that was cool.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But yeah, it's a weekday day game though. They've not had much success, so hopefully Paul Skenes turns that around. But yeah, Blake Snell, Jared Jones on Wednesday. That's going to be fun.
Okay, so again, I do take what I said back. I didn't know he was starting. So that does give them some things. So, okay, the pitching is actually pretty good on their side as well. But Blake Snell is coming up to injury, right? So, I mean, we don't know how effective he'll be, but that's certainly, yeah, that's showtime. Jared Jones, Blake Snell, Wednesday. That's a big game. That's a big game. Because, right, Logan Webb has been pitching really well and like really, really well recently also. Where Martin Perez has kind of trended the other way like his past few starts. But again, like this offense could help that out. And the way the Pirates offense has been trending right these past week and so I'm encouraged by this. I really am looking forward to this series, like if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it should be a fun series. The team's playing well. You hope the offense can get rolling here and keep it going. The power that we've seen out of the offense this past week, hopefully it can continue.
Right.
But yeah, you feel really
PNC
good about
Park
us
now, not over there. So maybe something goes over the wall.
Yeah. But like you mentioned, like Jared Jones and Paul Skenes pitched this series. So it's hard. It's really hard to not feel good about your chances to win a series with those two dudes going.
Right.
They're just Jones this season has been absolutely electric. And what Paul Skenes did against the Cubs on Friday, just it's so hard to even describe how he looked. He was completely dominant in every single aspect. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing those two games in particular. Jones and Skenes, like must see TV this week.
I just want to add this there too, just to add on to the Paul Skenes thing. Like I was semi nervous about that game, just because. And here, I mean, think about it, like they're seeing him again. Like that was the second time they faced him in a week. That they saw this stuff. It's still kind of fresh, and he did that. He did that. So now I'm like, okay, if that's what Paul Skenes is, like, sayonara, San Francisco Giants. Like this is the first time you're facing him. Good luck.
You know what? No one had a chance against Paul Skenes on Armed Forces Weekend. He's just,
You know what? Yes.
you know what? It wasn't. He had some extra motivation there. He was wearing the special hat. Like Cubs had no shot whatsoever. Point. And especially that pregame comment to Hannah Mears, where she was like, "How are they gonna? What if they adjust to you?" And he was just like, "Go ahead and adjust. Good luck." Like. Oh God! I
didn't know Paul Skenes had that in him.
The confidence and just the way that those two, Jared Jones and Paul Skenes, carry themselves with is, I love it. I love every bit of it. And you know what? As long as they keep backing it up on the field, teams are gonna hate those two guys so much. And I love having players on your team that other people hate. Like. We all know those players on other teams. Yeah, like we all know those players on other teams where it's like, oh my God, I hate them. But you would love to have them on your team. Well, Jared Jones and Paul Skenes are those dudes. Like other teams are going to hate them. And guess what? They're Pirates.
Yes.
We got them.
Yes. I can't, again, like going back to I had no idea Paul Skenes had that in him. I would assume he was just going to be the guy, like, hey, Lee will just, just like this, the natural, this play. And he just came out, I was like, good luck. You hearing that? This is his first week in the majors, his second start in the majors. And he's saying, good luck. Oh boy. I am so happy they drafted Paul Skenes now.
I love it. I love every
Paul Skenes and Jared Jones. I mean, that's the duo of Major League Baseball right now. I love it. So, yeah, good luck. Good luck, San Francisco Giants.